Hi everyone, I hope that all of you are doing really great. So in the previous video what we have seen is we have built up our calculator app design part, and in today's video we will be building our functional part. We will be doing our actual algorithm part. We will be implementing our algorithms in our project of this calculator, and we will be successfully building up the calculator at the end of this video. So I hope that you will like this video, and if you are liking the videos, so just subscribe my channel and share it to your friends. So let's get started without wasting any time. I need a slight change in my design. So what I will do is let me change this one. So if you like this design only, so you can keep this one, and if you want to change it, so you can change it like how I am doing. So do that one. There are slight changes. So now first thing, go to the themes. In the themes I will change the color primary to black, and then color primary dark also I will be changing it to black, and the color accent I will be doing it background. Okay, so I have made these changes, so you can see that this top status bar will become black. So yeah, that was the change in the themes folder. And also I have added this one, so you add this one. This is for the card elevation, so I will be showing you for what it is, this one. Okay, so you go to this one, XML file. Now what I will do is, I will first of all I want this background, this one, to be dark, so I will be changing this one to black. The whole layout background first I will change it to black, so it will be matching with the top. Just wait for some time. Yeah, so this whole background color has become black now. Okay, and now I want this linear layout background to become I will be changing it to the color background. Okay, so this background has been changed. So now you can see the whole design has changed. So you can see that there are shadows in this card views. In each of the card view there are shadows. Okay, so for doing the shadow, what I have done is we have to add elevation, and the card elevation is used to add shadows. Okay, and as I have told you that we are using card view, for that only we have used this one to make the shadows. So there is a card elevation, and each of the card view I have added it card elevation of 6 dp. So you add this one in your code, change this to each of the card views to make a shadow. And previously if I remove this one, so as I told you that this one is for the shadows only, to make the shadows more darker. If I remove this one, you can see the shadows is a bit light. Actually the shadows, you can see that it's a bit light and it is not visible clearly. So what I have done is I have added this code. It is the shadow alpha, so I have made it 0.5, so you can add it. And now if you go here, you can see it has become some darker. Okay, so it's looking good now. So for that only I have made these changes, and now I want to also change this color of this button. So what I will do is I will change this one to color white. Its background I need white, and its text I want it to be black. Let's go at the top for this text. Okay, so now you can see two things here. In the previous one there was only one code. Okay, so what I have done is I have aligned the text for this text alignment end. If I remove this one, so see it will come in the front. Okay, from the starting. So this one is for this one only, but this one, if I remove this one, so you won't be getting for what it is, because there is no changes at all. But now if I change this height, you can see that I have given this height to wrap containment. It is occupying only this much space which is needed, and it is a little bit top, but I don't want that. So what I will be giving is I want it to be full width, means it height, I want that its height should be full. So for that thing, just wait. Yeah, so for that thing, yeah, it is now running. So you can see that the design has changed totally. So for doing that thing, I will be making its height 0 dp, as in constraint layout. To make the height full, it's always 0 dp. And now if I also run it again, just see what it's happened. It will go at the top, but to make it align down, but I want this text to come this bottom. So for that only I will be giving a gravity bottom. Now you can see that it has came down, right? So it is now looking good, and now it is also looking professional. And for this one, I have given this height to match wrap content, means I only want that what it occupies, use that much only. Okay, so now if I run it, now see the changes, and it's now looking pretty much good, I think. So no need to change any design now. Now we will be further working in the coding part. So now see it again, like, yeah, now it's looking good pretty much. Now if I click this button, so nothing is happening actually, right? So I want this all things to be functional. Now let us see one thing. Now I have given ID, so this ID is operation, this text view, and this one is the result, and these are different buttons with the names. Okay, so now first of all, close this, don't close this one, go to the Java file. In this main activity, go to the main activity. Now what we have to do is we have to simply define those things first. So all the buttons, now first see this thing, all the buttons are in the card view, right? So we have to define that only the card view, because like if we define a variable in integer, so we have to use integer values only. So like that only, if we are defining in the design that is a card view, so we have to take like the card view only here. So I will be writing card view, just wait, it will be importing. I hope that you are watching this video after watching the previous one only. So yeah, this is card view, and now I will be giving all this one. So now you see it is coming red. So take your mouse over this one, and there is a import class, click on this one, so it will import the card view. Okay, so now if you go to the import, you can see there is a card view here. So like that only it will be importing. Now in the card view, I will be defining, first of all I will be giving variables for all these things. So let me give start from 0, then 1, then 2, and like that you have to add all these things. So let me add this thing. So yeah, I have added all these things. So let's see, like I have done 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till 9. Then this add is for this adding button, division, div is for this division. Okay, so now I have given this sign, but we will be changing it, no worries. Subtraction, multiplication, this one is back button, means to this back will work with this one, back button. Point is for this point, equal and clear. Okay, so now all these buttons are defined. Now we have to define this text. So define the text view. So write text view, then one is input. Okay, so hover on it and import this one first. This is input, right? Okay, so the text view, there are two text view. Let me check like what I have given here. So one is operation, another is result. So I will also be defining the same thing. One is operation, give a comma, and result. Okay, so the text view is also done, right? These two texts are also done. So now like what's the ideology, like how we will be working? So now let's see, whenever we will be clicking on this any of these buttons, so we will be storing that whole thing in a single text, and that text I will be naming it, means that string I will be naming it as input, means what the user is inputting. Like if someone press 7, then 8, 9, then add the plus, like all this thing will be stored. So let's see it first. So let me define two strings also. Wait, str string, one is input, we will be giving a default value of null, and one is output. Okay, means the result, actually the result only, the output I am taking it. Okay, so now input is done, this one is done. So now what's our main work is, now we have to work, means we have to assign the values of this 0, 1, 2 and all. Okay, so for that just I am commenting here like defining the hooks. Okay, So now I will be assigning this 0, means we have given the variable right here, means if we like see this one as a variable, now we have defined the variable but we haven't assigned like this 0 to this one, so we have to assign it, right? So to do that, simply we will write 0 and it will be equal to, I will be doing find view by id, that is r.id dot 0. Okay, so it will be now doing this one. So now let's see one thing. If I click on this 0, I want this text to be 0. So also let's assign the text also, and let's do an experiment. So the text is operation equals to find view by id, and I will be giving r.id dot operation. Okay, so now these both things are assigned, means the operation is also been given, 0 is also been given. Now what I want is, if I click on the 0, this one is only for to make you understand like how the thing work. 0 dot set on click listener, then new on click listener. Yeah, so I have already mentioned you this thing like how it works and from where it is coming in the previous videos, so I hope that I don't have to tell this one again. So if I set a on click listener on this 0, so whenever someone will click on this 0, so what I want is, I want to change the text of the operation. So to change it, I will write simply operation dot set text. Now this function is predefined by the text view only, so whenever I do this one, so what will happen is whatever I will set here, so it will automatically change this text, okay, programmatically. So I want to set is 0.0. so now if I run this one, so what will happen is, you will be seeing that this text view will change, the operation text view will change to 0.0 whenever I click on 0. So let's run it and check it, like is it working or not. So let us run it. So yeah, it is installing. Yeah, so it has launched. Now by default it is given 7.7 into 2.1. so whenever I will click on this one, so what will happen is this will automatically change. So let me click on this one. You can see that it has become 0.0. okay, so now this is how it's working actually. Okay, so this one is working fine actually. So we can understand that whenever we click on this button, so the text is changing. Now I want to make a string, like whenever we click on any of the button, it will automatically add the string here, like as we see in calculator. So I will not define this 0 first, so let me define all the hooks. Only 0 is done, so let me define all 1 2 3 and all these things. So like that only we will be copying 1 equals to find view by id r.id.1. okay, so now this like this only implement all this one. So let me do all this one and then I am coming back. Yeah, so I have done all this one. So you can see that from 0 0 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 and all I have done. Now this one is add, division, sub means minus, multiplication, multiply, point, and back, equal, clear one is AC, means this one is clear, operation, and result. Okay, so I have defined all the hooks. So what I can do is, if I remove this one from here, I will be defining a function. Like if I define hooks, and let me hover on it, click on create method, so it will create a define hooks. And now I want all this code, I will cut this one and I will paste it here. Okay, so now whenever this will run, so it will call this method and it will be doing our work actually, like from here. So it will be like looking clear, our this activity means in this method it will look clear. Okay, so now what I have to do is what I want now all the hooks are defined. Now I want to set on click listener. Now we can set it like this only, 0 dot set on click listener, like as I shown you, but I won't be doing like that. Okay, so what I will do is, to make it easier to make this one easier, what I will do is, see, now there are different types, like we can add on click, but this one is easy, and this one is like the code is also less in this part. So you go in the main activity, it is extend this one, it extends this one, and here you write implement on click listener, on click listeners, view dot on click listener. So it will implement a new class of on click listener. Now you can see that error is coming, right? So hover on this one, now see what error is coming, or you can click on this bulb icon also. Now see, it is telling to implement methods. Now this, if we make a class like which is implementing this one, so there must be some methods of this class, so we have to implement this method. So click on implement method, and now you can see that there is a on click, so click on this first one only and click on OK. So now you can see that it has implemented a method on click, and it is passing view, means we are having view from it. Now what we have to do is, first we have to identify this hooks, means this variables, right? So let me set right here, set listener. Okay. And let me define a function also, set listener. Okay, and now create a method of this set listener. Now in this method, what we will be doing is, the hooks are defined. Now after the hooks are defined, now we will be means we want this hooks to be implemented with on click. So I will be writing 0 dot on click, set on click listener, and inside this I will be passing a parameter that is this. Okay, means I am passing this class only. Okay, so now it is done. So I want the set listener for all other also, means for 1, 2 and all these things. So let me write it one by one. Okay, so I have written the set listener for all other also, means all other buttons and all buttons, like there is 0, 1, 2, 3 and all. Okay, like this only, like how we have defined the hooks. First we are assigning the values to this this one, then we are setting on click listener on this one by setting the listeners, and now we can use this on click. Okay, so how we use this on click, like we will be using if statement. Now if we write if, now if this view equals to 0, means I will be checking, means this one is a view, and it will be checking like if the view is 0, so what I want. Now like that only we will be using this on click. Now let us understand clearly like how it's working. Now first we are defining this one, defining the hooks, we are assigning all the things, and then we are setting the listeners. Now 0 dot set on click listener and all this. Okay, and now on click is being implemented. Now if the view will be checking that it is 0, then it will go inside it and it will do the work. Now we were setting the text 0.0 from this one, right? So let us do by this on click method. We were previously using different method like 0 dot set on click listener, then new on click listener, but this method we are changing it, we are using something different. So now test it. Now we have to test it with this also, right? So let's test it. So we will be doing now operation dot set text working. Previously we did 0.0 and it's also visible here, but now I will be writing working. So let's run it and let's see if I click on 0, so is it happening, like this text is coming working or not. Just wait, let it run. So it's running, just wait. Now yeah, it is running now. So let me click on this 0. So what will happen is this text will come here working. So check it. Yeah, it's changing, right? So this on click is working fine, means whatever we want to do, like we will be defining the methods here and it will work fine. So this on click method is working fine. So let me remove this one and let us have the on click for all others. Means I will write here else statement, else if the view is equal to 1. So this one will be working for 1. Okay, and like this only we will be defining the things for all. So just let me write all the things, and I am pausing the so I have written all the else statements for all these things. So now the on click will be working for all of them. Okay, so the hooks I have defined, so I have written for all on click. Okay, so all the buttons are now having the on click function. So now what I will do is I want whenever I click on this, so whenever I will click on any of the buttons, so the thing will work which I will be giving in this inside this else if else statement. Okay, so now what I will do is I will define a function, and inside that function I will be passing the string. Okay, means if someone clicks on 0, I want to pass 0 here, and if someone clicks on 1, I want to pass 1 here. Okay, so let me define a function operation, and I will be passing inside it that is 0. Okay, so now I want this thing for all, like if someone clicks on this also it will come, and I will be passing here 1. So now like this only define for all, like what you want. Now for 2 it will be 2, like, and let's define for all. So I am pausing the video and let me do all this. So I have written the operation function for all. Now when I will be clicking on the 0, so operation function will be working, and it is being I am passing the parameter 0, then 1, and the parameter is a string type, and all these things. Now whenever I click on this point, okay, so this point is going, whenever add, now see this thing, whenever I am clicking on this add, so the plus symbol I want to send, and I am adding space also with this plus in both the side. The starting I have a space, and after plus also I have a space, and I am doing this one for all the operators: plus, minus, multiply, and divide. Okay, so I will be telling like for what purpose I am doing this thing. So for now let's move ahead. So now if I click on this clear button, I am passing here clear, and if I click on the back button, so I am passing the symbol of the back only, means this one, this only. And if I click on this equal to, so I am passing the string result. So now I will be playing with this operation method. Okay, means operation function. So it is now showing error because I haven't defined any operation in this class. So hover on this one and simply click on this one, create method operation in main activity. So now you can see that it has created our operation method, and it is having a string s. So let me change this one, not s, to number, means what number I am wanting, and inside this one I will be writing our things. So now if I simply what I want is whatever the user is typing here, I want this to add. Okay, so I have defined a string here, input, as you can see earlier. So what I want is I will be writing like this: input equals to input plus number. Okay, so what it will do is whatever the user will pass, it will add with this input, means the string will be adding one by one all the things the user will be inputting. And after that I want to set the text also, like I want to make this text also like that. So I will be setting operation dot set text, and it is input. Okay, so now let us run this one. So what will happen is when whatever I will be clicking here, it will be adding one by one. So let us run this one and let's see like is it working or not. So it is clear now, the operation function what is it is doing. I am passing each thing from here like in the string format. It is simply adding one by one all this thing, all the strings, and it is creating a single string which is containing all this one, and it is setting the operation, means it is setting this one. Okay, like how it work in calculator, like that only it is setting that one in this text view, and the text view is named as operation, as you can see here, operation. Okay, so let's just wait and tell it run. So yeah, it is running. Yeah, so like the 7 into 2.1 is default only, like we have given in the XML file. So now let's check it. Like if I click on 7, yeah, 7 is coming. If I click on 8, yeah, so it is working absolutely fine, like what I want. Like if I click on any of the things, it is coming. If I click plus, then you can see that space is also coming, and after that one space is also coming. If I click on multiply, back arrow, AC, so all these things are coming, but I don't want these things, this back AC, to come here. Okay, so for that what we have to do is, like, I will be putting an if condition, that if number dot equals AC. Okay, so if it is AC, what I will do is I will be clearing all this thing. What I want is input equals to clear. Okay, so I want the input to be clear. So what will happen is this input will go. Now let us run this one again. Now if I click 7, 8, 9 and click on AC, so till now what's happening is it's adding this AC. So let us keep this one at top, and now it will be working. So now let us add the things and let's see, like, is it working or not. Now if I click on this one, anything, and let's click on AC, so you can see that it is clearing off, right? And we can add new things. Okay, so the AC function is working, right? Means the AC is working. Now we have to do one thing for this back also, like back. So let me give an else condition. Else if, now I will be copying this one, pasting it here, and this one will be this symbol, means this one. Okay, and if this is happening, so what I have to do is I have to clear it one by one, like we have to remove this last one. So for that what I can do is I can use a substring function for that. So let me check it. Input dot substring 0 comma from, I want only the thing from the 0 and 1 less than the last one. Means if someone is typing, wait, let's clear it. Like if someone is typing this one, okay, so what I want is I want the text from the 7 to 5 including the 6. So if I count the, like, the what's the position, so 7 is at the 0th position and the 6 is at the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th position. Okay, and its whole length, let us see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one is, the whole length is 6 and the 6 is at 6th position. So I will be substring it, doing the substring function with input dot length. The length function is to calculate the length of the input, means of the string, minus 1. So I will be giving a minus 1, so it will be excluding 1 from the last. So let's see what it is showing here. Yeah, so let us run this one and let's see that is it working or not. So let's wait till it build. It has built it. Yeah, now if I give 7, 8, 9, 2, 3, 0 and let's click on this. Okay, so till now it's not working, like something is there. So what is happening here, let's see. Okay, so what I have done is I have subtracted it, but I haven't set the value only. So here will be an input and equals to, means I have to set this input to this input, right? So then only it will be showing, or else it won't be showing. So let us run it again. Now it should work. Let's see. So if I click on these things, okay, so it is clearing 1 actually. Acha, so what is happening here is this input is working actually. So let me give this input equals to input plus number in this else condition, because there are only 2 conditions, this one or else I want this thing. Okay, so let me put it in this one, because otherwise it's adding this one first, then it's clearing the last position. So I don't want it to be working like that. So let's see, in the else condition I have given that thing. So now it should work. Let me give some text, and now great guys, so it is working fine. Now if I click on adding things, now it will add. If I click on back also, so it's clearing one by one. Okay, so you can add also, you can clear also, and you can clear it totally by clicking on AC. So it's working absolutely fine, right? So now these two buttons have been done. We have worked with these two. This also are working. Now we have to make a function for equal to, right, to get our result. So I will be giving here another else if condition. Now give a else if. Now so I have aligned it perfectly. Now to check this one that someone is pressing this equal to button, what I have given is result. So I will test with this one only, right? So whenever this one someone will click on this button, this thing will work. Now from here what I want to do is I will be creating a function to get the result, means to display the result. So let us create a function get no, not like that. Get result. Okay, so I will be creating a function get result. Now it is showing error, so hover on it, it will create a method get result. So now what I want is in this get result, see, first thing is what to do now. So the string is coming, like what we are adding, it's coming actually, right? And now we have to play with this string. So to do that, let's see, like, so now as you can see, like if the app is running and I am pressing this back button, error is coming actually. So now let's see, like we are having something like this. We are clicking on this black button, and also we are adding plus many more times, but we don't want actually this thing. So for that thing, what we have to do is we have to give some parameters, like for that case only it should work. Like we don't want to add this plus all the times. In the first position also I don't want to add it. So let's see, like what will be the parameters to do this thing. So if you can see that someone is doing this one and clicking back, it's clearing. But now when there is only single digit and it's clearing, and now if someone clicks on this, the app is closing. This means error is happening actually. So for this case I have to give a if condition, that if input dot length, not input dot equals, means if the input is becoming this, I don't want to run with this function. So I will be giving a not here, and let's give the bracket over here. Okay, so now when this function will be working only like if there is some value. So let us save it, ctrls, and run it, and let's see now if there is error is coming or not. So let it run. So now if I give something like this, and let's see, like if I click it multiple times, the app is not closing, means the first error, means the first debugging we have done, like we have removed this one, the error first one. So now we can add multiple this one, add or subtract, like after 89 I can add multiple minus, but I want that we can only add one operator after each text, it means each number. Okay, so for that let's see what. So I will be like in this one, so where we are adding this one in the else condition, let us take a boolean, like to check, like if 2 times it's coming operator, I will be not adding it. So let me take a boolean is twice operator equals to false. I am keeping it by default false. Okay, and now we will be checking this. So now I will be writing, like we will be checking that if the previous like what the user has entered previously, and we will be doing it by substring function and checking the last character, like what is it. So I have already written the code, like so the time will be less, so I am pasting it, Now see, is operator twice. Let me do this one. Yeah, is operator twice. Okay, so now the condition for this one is, see what is happening here. Now we are taking the input and checking its length. So if its length is greater than 1, what is happening is previous. Now I have taken a string previous, okay, to check the previous, like what the user have entered previous. So in the previous, what is doing is it is taking the input, it is doing the substring of the length -2, okay, and the length -1. So it is taking exactly like what is happening, means if some user have entered 5, 8, then plus, so it is taking -1, means it will extract the plus symbol, okay. And now in this if condition we are checking this one if the length is greater than 1, else we are not checking it, because the first one will not be like that, okay. So first one we are checking it like if the length is greater than 1, then only we are getting into this one, like because here it is given length -2, so its length should be greater than 1, then only it will enter in this one, okay. So for that only we have given this condition if, or else it will be giving some error, like condition bound out of error, because its size is given here too, its size is not mentioned. So for that we have given a if condition, and then after another if condition is there, like we are checking if the previous one, means the previous operator is plus, then I am checking it plus and all other functions like add, minus, all this one, okay. So now if I am checking this one, if the previous equals to this one, means either this one, any of this, or the number, which one, so this number is the current number that user is inputting, means the user is pressing in the buttons, okay. So I am checking that if the previous one is also like the operators and the current is also the operators, okay. So like that only we are checking. So here I have given the space, because in the operators we are taking the space, but in this case, but for the previous I have not given the space, because we are extracting the exact one, this one, means the space I am removing from this one and this one, so I have extracting the plus, so I have given this one only, no space is added here. But remember it, for the number, like we are pressing through this button or the operators, there is a space, so don't forget to add it, because now we are checking like that. So if its condition is true, so what will happen is it is checking like the previous operator and the current operator is plus. So whenever it will be happening, so I am setting this is twice operator to true, means it is being true. And now I want that putting an if condition, if not is twice operator, then only this input function should run. So let me give some bracket, so now it will work. Now this one only will be working if we have not given twice operator, else it won't be adding the thing in the string. So let us run this one first and let's see like is it working or not. And the first if case I have made you understand, and the second if case is for first, means I don't want, like if I have cleared this one, the minus is coming without giving any text, right? So I don't want this minus to come at the first, or this plus or this multiply to come at this first. So what I have given is first let's check this one. So I have given 8, then I am adding plus. Now if I click on the plus again, it will not be adding, because this condition is become false. But if I add any of the number, so it's working. But if I add plus one more time, or minus, or any of the operator, it won't be working. So this one is working fine. This our means our if condition is working fine. Now as I told you, like this one is for the first one, like if the input dot equals this one, so this means that nothing is there, means user have not entered anything. The first place, it's at the first position, at the 0th position. And now I am checking that if user is entering plus or minus or any of the operators, so what I want is twice operator. I am keeping it false only, means I don't want to add. Like if I click on any of this operator, it's not running, okay. But if I click on button, means in the numbers it is taking. Like if I click on multiply, not taking, minus, not taking, plus taking, not taking, nothing is taking in the operator side, but if I click on numbers, it's taking. Okay, so for that only I have written this code. So this is the conditions. Now it's working exactly fine. Now we are done with this part, like taking the input from the user. Okay, now we have to work with what? Now we have to work with this get result, right? So for this get result, what we have to do is, now let's see, like we are getting a string. So now if I want, like in this result, to print like what we are getting, so now in the result dot set text, and I want to set the text as input only to check it. Okay, so I am setting the string as input, and now let's run and see like whatever we will be entering. And if we click on this equal to, so here the input will come, means what we have entered. And now after that we will be writing our main function to work with the calculation. Now I am entering something like this, click on equal to, now you can see that it has came. So this means that our button is also working, this equal to button, right? So our buttons are done. So now we have only one function left, that is our main calculation part, right? So let's work. So now what I want is, first of all I will be taking a string and I will be duplicating the input value, because I don't want to harm or do anything with the input, original input. So I will be taking a duplicate and I will be setting the value of input to this duplicate input. Okay, so now in this duplicate the input has came. Now what I want is what I entered in this one. So I want that thing to, like I want that thing to store it in an array list. Okay, and I will be separating all these things, means the 78 minus and all, taking as a single position. Now if you don't know array list, now I think that you know arrays. So like if you think like arrays, like there is 78 minus all this thing, I want to store it in an array value. Okay, so and so it will be easy to do the calculation, because we have to follow the Bodmas rule for mathematics. So for that thing I will be storing the things in array list. Now why I am not using array, like if I use array function, what will happen is, so see, like if I use array, so it is array is not dynamic. Now we can't change the value inside it and calculation won't be happening. So for that we are using array list, which is dynamic, but array is static. So for dynamic we are using array list and we will be working with it. So first let do one thing, we want to extract this text. Okay, in the array list. So let us define an array list, and let's see like how we define an array list. We write array list, then we have to give the parameter, that is string, and like I am writing operands, I am giving the name operands. Then we have to give new array list, and it's done. Now specify here the parameter again, string. Okay, so it's done. Now this is how we define an array list, and now we will be working with this array list. So first of all let us measure the length of this duplicate. So I will be writing int len equals to dup dot length. Okay, now I will be running a for loop for extracting it. Okay, so for int I less than or equals to 0, I less than len I plus plus. So I think that you all know these things because you have came to college, and now you should know these thing, basic things in Java or any of the language, like how to extract characters or things, but still I am telling it, no problem. Now I will be taking a character value, character a, I am defining it with a, not a, let it be ch only. Okay, so ch is looking good. So character ch. Now what I want is, I want to extract all this character one by one into this ch. So ch equals to duplicate dot char at I. So whenever this loop will be running, the whole the length I am getting from this one, this function dot length, and the loop will be running the length of the string only, and it will be extracting the characters one by one of the strings. Okay, and now I will be checking if the ch, there is a character dot equals with space. Now as I have told you that I have given space in these things, like in this, when I am passing this operand, means in this operation buttons, I have added space with them. So this space is for separating these things actually. So whenever there will be a space, it will separate and it will go inside. Okay, now if there is not space, what it will do is, let me write that one first. Let me define here another character string value. Okay, so this value, let me give some, so in this value equals to value plus ch. Okay, so it will be creating the text. Like the first case, let us see with the test case. Now if this one is entered 78 minus 65, so its length is, let's calculate, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So its length is 7. Okay, so the loop will be running for 7 times. Now the first one, the position is 0, so I is 0, it will be extracting 7 from here. Okay, now the first one is not space, so it won't be going into this if condition, so it will be adding this 7 into this value. Now it will run again, then 8 will come, it will add 8 also. Okay, but now whenever space will come, it will go inside this one. Okay, so what we have to do is, we will be adding this 78 in the if condition. Now in the if condition, whenever it will go, now in this value we are getting this 78. Okay, so that's our point. Now to add anything in the array list, as we have defined here the array list. Okay, this array list operand. So what we have to do is, we have to simply write operands. Whenever you will be like learning about this one, data structures and algorithms in Java, you will be knowing array list also, so no issues with that thing. Operands dot add function used to add this thing. Now what I want to add is the value. Okay, so it will be adding its value here. So in the array list, it's adding 78. Then what I want is, I also want to add this, and okay, so after this one it will come to minus and all these things, and it will work. So now it will add this thing, but one thing what will happen is, it will be adding space. So for remove the space, we have to remove the space. I will write value equals to value dot trim. Now trim is used to trim the thing. Just wait, like this. So it will trim any space. If any space is there, it will trim it. And now one more thing. Now in the last case, there is no space actually, because we are not entering any space, so it will not be extracting the last one. So for that thing, what we have to do is, we have to write here dup equals to dup plus space. So it will be adding space in the last one, and it will be extracting this 65 also. Okay, so now it is adding this thing. Now let me do one thing, like once it's, and also we have to, one more thing, once also we have to clear this value for the next time. Like whenever it goes into this one, I have to clear the value also. So value, I will set it to default, this one. Okay, so now this function is done to extract this thing and get it into the array list. So this function is done. So what I will do is, let me set this text, means the result dot set text. What I will setting it to operands. Now error will come because we have to typecast it. So for typecasting it into string, I will be writing string dot value of operands. Now you will be able to see the array list in this place. Okay, now it will be showing you the array list here. So let me run this one and let's see now is it working fine or not. Whenever I will be clicking on this equal to, you will be able to see array list here. and also the things that are inside the array list, you can see it. So let's run it and check it once. Okay, so now it's installing. Yeah, so you can see that it has run successfully, no errors are there. Now let's add thing one by one. 789, then minus 5 plus 6 divide 2. Okay, now let me click on this equal to. So what will happen is it should show array list instead of this one, this text. So let me click on it. Yeah, so fine, it's working fine, right? So it is showing the array list. Now array list is like this. You can see that first it is extracting 789, it's adding, then it's extracting the minus, it's adding, extracting 5, and it is extracting each things. Okay, and now if I write clear also, if I click on equal to, you can see now the array list is not updating. Okay, so for that thing what we have to do is let me clear this thing first, and we have to clear this array list actually. Like whenever we click on the result, I want the array list that is operands dot clear. So the clear function will clear all the things that are present, and it will do it by refreshing it, means clearing, and it will add new things. So I have written this function. Now let's run it again and let's see, like, is it happening or not. Now if I write 8 9 minus 6 plus 5 minus 2, click on equal to, yeah, so array list is coming. Now if I click on this back, now let us click on equal to, yeah, so it is updating. You can see that it has updated the new value only. But now you can see there is a problem in this back. Single position it's clearing, but now whenever it come for plus or any of the operators, there is a space actually. Now for that thing we have to click it for many times, like 3 times, because of the space. So it is not working for this operator, so I have to modify something in this one, this equal to. So let's see like how we can do this thing. Now we have to check if its ending is space, I will be clearing it for 3 times. Okay, so in this one I will be like getting the last character. To extract the last character, I will be writing here character, and I will be giving last. Then I will be checking it, like if the character, means I have to assign the value first. So input dot substring, I will be using the substring, and to extract the last character, there I need to give 2 parameters, that is input dot length minus 1 comma input dot length. Wait, yeah. So but I think that instead of substring we can also use char at, because we want the character, right? Now we don't want string, so I will be writing char at, and let's see. So the position will be the last point, so input dot length minus 1. So I think that I should get the last character from it, and now I will be checking that if the last character dot equals space, space. So if it is space, what should happen is it should be like, I will copy this one, I want to delete it with 3, so I will be giving it 3. So now it should work fine, because now see what's happening. I am taking the last character by doing the char at, and if I am checking that the last one is space, so it means it should be an operator, means before the space the last one should be an operator that user have inputted. So what will happen is it will be clearing till 3rd position actually. So let's run it and see, like, is it working or not. So one thing I have done a mistake. It will be 2 actually, I think so, because yeah, it should be extracting till the last one. Yeah, it should be 2 actually. Okay, so yeah, now it should work fine. Let's see one thing. So once this is done, our result function is almost done. The calculation part is left. We will be handling this thing with the array list. So let's just finish this one quickly. What's happening? It's not running. So yeah, it is running. Now let's check. I am giving 8 plus 6 minus. Now if I want to do the clear button, so yeah, it's clearing. If I click on 6, it's clearing 1. If I click on again, so it's clearing all the things. Now I can add also, I can clear also. Okay, so it is working absolutely fine, right? So this thing is done. This part is done totally, our entering part. Now let's get into the result. So we are getting the array list, like 7 minus 5 plus 2. We are getting the array list. Now what we have to do is we have to use the BODMAS rule to find the result. Okay, so to do that, see, in the whole in the internet or in the YouTube even, I haven't found any video where they are showing like this calculation part. They are using libraries, different libraries are present, so they are simply using that libraries, but they are not doing on their own. Many don't know, I think, actually, but we should it is a like algorithm problem. Okay, so like this calculator is an algorithm type problem, so I have solved it. It has almost taken like 2 to 3 hours to solve this one. I seated with pen and paper. So what I want to say is like think of it like how we can work with this one and how we can effectively find our calculation with the BODMAS rule. Think of it before watching my video or seeing the answer. Just think of it and try to solve if you can. Okay, so and after that, if you have finished, it's really good. I would appreciate you, but if you can't, then no problem. So like see my solution and do like that also. And if you have done your own solution, like you are not doing like this, so you can go with your one also. There is no problem at all. You can do with your one also, like the solution that you have found. So now what we will be doing is let me define another function first, where I will be taking the array list and working with that. So I am giving it answer. Okay, so this function name I have given it get answer, and now I will be calling that function here, get answer. Okay, now I want to call this function here. Now what this function will do, it will extract, means it will be running a loop, extract all the digits, and it will do the summation. Okay, so let's see like how to do that thing. So in this get answer, what I will do is I will be passing like the sequence, like how we want our calculation to happen. So the first sequence in the BODMAS rule, I am giving the division. So our symbol is like this, so I will be giving the division first. And now let's just copy, just wait a minute. So first delete this one. So hover on it, it will create a new method for you with the string. And now I will giving operator for as its name. Okay, and now I will be passing all the operators one by one, like in the order we want. So there are 4 operators that we are using. So the division, then multiplication, and then addition, and then subtraction. Okay, so now this is the order in which I want to get the calculation. Okay, so I am passing this one here. So now let's see like how to do this one. Now I am passing this one, so this function will run first. Now what I want is it should find like where the division sign is. Like if it is present, then I will run a whole loop. It will check like in the position where the division sign is, and after getting that position, like if it is running for this plus, okay, now if it is running for this plus, I want that it will be finding this position where it is plus. Now I want the operation to be done like this position minus 1, that it will go to the previous position, and this position plus 1 the next position, and I want the operation to be done, means 5 plus 2. Okay, and after once the operation is done, the result is coming. I want to delete these 3 things, 5 plus and 2, and I want to set the answer instead of this position. So let us see like how is it working. So if you like if you do it manually in any of the code editor, like simply doing this one, so you can it will be easy. Like I have done it manually first, the program, and then I am doing it for the app in the Android Studio, so it is simpler. So if you are able, you can do it in your code editor once and see like how is it working, and then only you can implement it, and it will be easy to understand for you. So let me implement it. Like I am getting the operator. Now I will be calculating the length. So I am taking the length. Length equals to the array list I have given operands dot its size. Now to get the size of this array list, we have to use a function called size, operands dot size. Okay, so now it will get the size. Now what I want is actually I will be running a for loop. So for for int I equals to 0. I want to run it less than length and I plus plus. Okay, so it will now work. So now it will be working, means the loop will be running till the position. Okay, and now I will be checking the string here. So let me define a string. We can also do like this only. If I give a if condition and I want to check like if the operator, means the string at this position, like operands dot get. So dot get is used to get the value, means at that position, and we have to pass the index here, and the index is I. Okay, and we have to put a dot equals. If this thing equals with the operator that we have passed, operator, okay, then we will enter in this one. Like see like how is it working. Like if it is for plus, like see if the operation means it is getting the operands, like it is getting 7, and if it is equals to this operator, it will enter. Okay, and accordingly each and every time this will happen. So what to do is let's see, like inside this if condition, what to do. Now inside this if condition we have to check like what operator is being given by the user, means what is the operator present, means at that position, right? So I will be giving another if condition, and I will be checking like if the operator, I will be pasting it here. Now if it dot equals to this first is division. If it is division, so it will perform the division. I am writing is perform division. Now I will be writing an else condition, else if. Let's copy this thing and paste it here. Like if it is like after division, if it is multiplication, so it will be performing multiplication, right? And this is how we will be working. It will be performing multiplication. Now let me copy this thing and let me paste it. Now if the operator is now plus, means if it is addition, so it will perform addition, and if it is subtraction, so it will perform subtraction, right? Subtraction. So the else and if condition are given. So what I want to do actually here, now I am getting like see I am getting this minus at this position. Now if I clear this one, now see 8 division 3 plus 6. Okay, now see, now this is the array list coming to us. Now this the for loop is running, and it's getting the division at which position, 1. Array list start from 0, so the division is at 1 position. Okay, so now it is checking like if it is an operator, it will go inside. Now it is checking for the which operator it is there. Now it is division, just change it with this. Yeah, so it is division. Now we are getting the position I of the division. Now to perform the division, first let us take a define a value, means we have to define a double value, double final result equals to 0. I am giving it now default. So in this double value, first thing we have to do is final result equals to, means we have to store our calculation in this final result, and in this final result what we have to do is we will be like getting this 8 and this 3, and we have to divide this one. So to get this 8, simply see, now the division is at I, means at the 1th position, and 8 is at the 0th, so it is I minus 1, and this 3 is I plus 1 at the 2nd position. So first thing, it is in the string, so I have to parse it into double. So I will write double dot parse double, and this one will be I will be getting it from the array, that is operands, array list operands dot get, and it will be I minus 1. So I minus 1 means I will be getting 8, that is the previous of this operator, that is the previous thing after this operator, and I will perform a division here. I will be giving division sign, and let me copy this and paste it here. Now I will be giving it plus 1. Okay, so what happened? Yeah, so give a comma here. Now it's right. Now what will happen is it will be taking the previous one, it will be taking the next one, and it will perform the operation that is given. And now once the operation is done, so what we want to do is we want to clear the space. So once this is done, so what I want is let me copy this thing first for all. Now for this multiplication, I want to perform multiplication. Then this one is addition, simply do addition, and this one is subtraction, minus. Okay, so now it will be performing. Now I want to clear this position, because the next time this thing should not come. So for clearing it, what I will be doing, so to clear it, first we have to add this value also at this position. So let us first clear that one, that is operands dot clear. Now no, not clear, operands dot remove. At the fixed position we have to remove something, means we have to give the index for that thing, right? So I will be clearing, means I want to remove I minus 1. The index is I minus 1, that is 8. After that I want to add the value to this position only, so I will be adding operands dot add final result. So I have to convert it to string dot value of this boolean final result. So it will convert and it will be adding. And now I want to remove the I also and I plus 1 also. So write operands dot remove I plus 1 and operands dot remove I. So yeah, that's our calculation part, and it's done. Really it's done. And now as I have removed 3 things and added 1 thing, so I have to also set the length like that only. So I will be setting the length equals to length minus 2. So the size will also be remain fixed. So this is the dynamic part, like what we change through this code, and rest are equal. Now what will happen is it will be occurring, but it will not be doing till last. So for that thing, one more thing we have to add, because now I know this thing because I have run this one previously in my code editor, not in Android Studio. So I know this one. So we have to add also another for loop, and it's let us give this thing only, paste it here, let us give it a j. I have to change this one to j, and now I want this code, just wait. Yeah, so now I have to change this, means I want this outer loop to run for the length into length. So now it will be running twice of the length, the whole length it will be running twice, so all the operation will be done. So now our final result is also stored actually. Now we are getting the final result from here only, like the final result is coming after this one. So what we have to do is we have to get the final result from the array list. So for that now let us set here value of final result. Now let's run it once and let's see, like if there is an error or something like that, so it will occur. Now run this thing in your, first I am telling to get clear about this calculation part. Copy this code, run it in your local Java compiler, means in any of the code editor, not in Android Studio. Give print statements to check like what the output is coming, and it will be clear once you do this thing. Now we can also change this one. If we don't want to follow BODMAS rule, we can change this one. Okay, so yeah, that's all. Let's run it and see. The calculation should work, I think. Now let's, but one thing I have not added, the final result only. The last one will not be coming. So final result, let us see. The final result equals to double dot parse double, and we have to get the array, means the operands dot get, and the index should be 0, means after doing the calculation it should be storing the thing at the last index. So it should be like that. So now I think let's save it. If I do this thing, just wait, 88 plus 8, it's coming 88 plus 8, 97, right? But if we clear this thing and if we do 89 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, so it's not running because we are not parsing this one. So I have written this code. Now let's run it again. So I think it should work now. So parse it. So it has run. Let us check. 6 minus 5 plus 2 minus 4. Okay, so error is coming. So now to see this error, click on this logcat. So you can see the error from here only. Go to the logcat. Now you can see, scroll it down. Now you can see that error has came here. Now what's the error? Okay, so input string is given and some exception occurred. Okay, so see the error is coming here. So I am adding this one, but I am not specifying the position where I am adding. So it will be adding it to the last, but I don't want to add it to the last. So I will be specifying a position I minus 1. That is I have removed. Okay, so I minus 1, and we have to parse this one, string dot value of final result. Yeah, so now it should work actually. Let's see. Let us see that what's happening. Now if you get any error, you have to check it through this logcat only. Yeah, let's check this one. 8 plus 2, 10. It's coming 7 into 2 plus 6, 20. Okay, so it is now working fine. 7 into 2 plus 6, it's 20. 14 and 6, 20. And now let me clear this one. Let's add 45 minus 6 plus 5 into 8 divided by 2. Let's see, it's coming 18, right? Now I have given a problem to you, so you should solve that also, like it's based on this one only, this calculation. So now congratulations, you have made your calculator app. Now there are some things that you can add. Now see, whenever we are closing this app, now if we are opening this one calculator app, now see this default value is coming, but I don't want to show this one. So for that you can simply go here, come here, whenever the app is running, I don't want to show this result. Okay, so result dot set visibility view dot gone. Okay, so what so if I write this one, so this won't be visible to us. Okay, and this text would be visible, and whenever we will be clicking on this result. So I want to show the result, means in the get result I want to show it. It should be visible. Okay, so now let's run it and see. Like first case it won't be visible, then when I will click on equal to, it will be visible to us. Okay, so now our calculator app is almost done. So now you can add one more thing also, like whenever we click on the buttons, if you want to add vibration, so you can add it, right? So now see that it is not visible, the result is not visible. And also we want to set this text to 0 by default. It is coming from the text view, so let's also change this one. That is named as operation dot set text default, it should come 0. Now it will be working fine. Now if you want to add vibrations, like when you click on these buttons, so for that this function is working. Where is the function? This function, operation. So here you have to define a vibration. It has run here, so let us check this one first. Now you can see 0 is coming. Now whenever we add something, it's happening. Plus 5, let us see, minus 6.0, because the addition is first, then minus, just wait, 7 minus 9, wait, not like that, 10 minus 2, 8. Okay, so the calculation is doing fine. It is also coming. Now if you want to add vibration, let's do it. So if you want to add the vibration, you can add simply a code, this one, Vibrator, and just import this class. Yeah, so this is a vibrator, it will vibrate, get system service. So error is coming, alt click on alt enter, it's saying, so it will be imported, and now it's gone, the error has gone. Now one more thing, go to the manifest file, and you have to add one more thing, this one, that user permission vibrate. Now after adding this one, it will vibrate. Now if you run this one, if you run out on your mobile, on the emulator it won't work. If you are doing on your mobile, so it will be working. So I hope that you have liked this video, and you have successfully built the app, and it is also running. So there are 2-3 points I would like to mention here, like if you press the pointer 2 times, it is like not working. So just these are for you, because you also need to know like how to solve these things. So I have kept it for you, just try to solve it, and I would give the code source below. From the GitHub you can get this code link, like if you're facing any problem you can check that out. And if you have liked this video, just subscribe my channel and like the video and share it to your friends. I will be seeing you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and have a great day.